it is a tap-in 5 and a high 5 for Justin Thomas for his 5th win of the year.
Coming up on Tuesday's Morning Drive, Justin Thomas's productive Labor Day earned him his 5th victory of the season, but has he locked up Player of the Year? We'll debate, plus show you where he draws his power from and what the most improved part of his game is.
Oh my goodness. Bye-bye. World champion.
There is your winner, Joe Miller.
The world's longest drivers are set to showcase their power on the sport's grandest stage tonight. Will an upset-minded rookie claim the belt, or can Joe Miller retain his title? We'll chat with the competitors all morning long. And speaking of good drives, what are some of the best drives in golf within North America? Our travel insider is here to tell you where to get the most bang for your buck from coast to coast. It's all ahead on Morning Drive this Tuesday, September 5th, 2017.
Welcome inside Studio AP, Damon Hack alongside travel guru Matt Janella. I hope your Labor Day weekend was tremendous. Maybe not as good as Justin Thomas's, though.
How good?
Wow.
Wow. How good are these playoffs? How good are these playoffs?
The playoffs are great.
Wow. This was amazing. Justin Thomas, a member of Matsuyama's,
yes,
by the
and
way.
Dustin Johnson, a member of my team, too. It's nice to be a big hitter.
Winners.
Yes, winners. And speaking of big hitters, how about tonight, buddy? The Volvic World Long Drive Championship,
so
9
excited
p.m.
for this.
You love it, don't you?
Yeah, this is perfect, especially when the tour taking a week off.
Yeah,
the long
it's good
drive
timing.
coming on. Yeah, I love it.
Speaking of good timing, a year ago, you had the temerity. You were very bold guy, 2-time World Long Drive champion, Tim Burke, and you with a golf ball and a tee. I mean, dude.
Not the smartest thing. And by the way, he's saying, are you ready? Are you ready? And then boom! I didn't even actually have time to say I was ready. And that goes 300 yards.
The things we do before we have kids, right?
That was.
Did it hurt?
That will never happen again, courtesy of my wife and child.
No doubt. Lots more World Long Drive Championship content coming your way. Right now, let's say good morning to Carl Robinson.
Yeah, good morning. Delighted to be joined by Robert Damron here at Studio AP, PGA Tour winner. You were out in TPC Boston. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I had a very nice weekend.
You did. Glad to hear.
A lot of great golf.
Yeah.
Labor Day.
Justin Thomas, you weren't laboring on Labor Day.
A little labor.
Kind of. It's all good fun. We enjoy it. Let's get to what is happening now. And Justin Thomas captured his 5th win of the season with a 3-stroke victory over Jordan Spieth at the Dell Technologies Championship at TPC Boston yesterday. As we bring you his highlights, we will start on the 4th hole. This was a short par 4, and his tee shot was a fairly long one.
Well, sometimes it takes a little bit of good breaks to win a golf tournament, and this is an excellent shot, not to take anything away from it, but that's also a good break.
A good break, and speak about long drivers, 301 yards to drive the green, and now an eagle chance. Could he?
This is part number 2 of those good breaks, is taking advantage of them when you get them, and you can't do better than that.
32 feet for an eagle, 15 under. He would co-lead with Spieth for now. Let's join Jordan on the 13th hole, his 2nd at the par 4.
Well, after just going haywire in the first few holes, 5 under through 4 holes, he slowed down a little bit, but this got him right back on track.
Perfect. To 5 feet, he would make birdie to get to 16 under, and that gives Jordan a 1-shot lead. Thomas now not done yet. His approach on the 13th from the rough.
Well, it was in the rough, but the position of the pin made it a little bit easier. Back left pin out of the right rough. It's still not that easy. Almost made it.
From 125 yards, he would birdie that, though, get to 16 under to tie Spieth for the lead again. You're getting a sense of this by now, to 14, and Spieth putting to save par. This is a crucial one.
Well, and this after really a perfect drive and a really weak iron shot out to the right. Strange happenings there.
You can see how close that came from 15 feet. Big reaction to what would be a bogey to drop him to 15 under, and now he would sit 1 shot back. Justin Thomas will move ahead to 15 and catch his 2nd at the par 4.
Well, he is just on auto control, cruise control, whatever you want to call it. He's good.
Starting to see a shift in the momentum towards Justin Thomas's favor now. He would make that 4-foot birdie putt to get to 17 under to give him a 2-shot lead with 3 to play. This a crucial par putt, Robert, at 16.
To me, this was the tournament. He missed the green right on a very easy hole location. Tough chip, hit a great chip and an even better putt.
He knew how much that meant, you could see. So at 17 under, it gave him a 2-shot lead with 2 to play. He would go on to tap in for a bogey at the 18th hole, but it didn't really matter. A 3-shot victory for the young American, his 5th amazing win of his career. Jordan Spieth, during his post-round interview, look at this, amazing. He got off the podium to come and congratulate his friend and say, "Good job, buddy, nice win." That just shows you the kind of camaraderie that there are between these two. It's neat to see. It could be a rivalry that we see for years ahead. So it was a comfortable win for Justin Thomas. Mark Leishman was playing alongside him actually in the final group, and he went out in 30, but a back 940 dropped him to 3rd place. Meanwhile, the tie for 4th is a 2nd consecutive top 5 finish for John Rahm, and Paul Casey continues his streak. He now has 15 top 5 finishes the last 3 seasons. That is the most of anyone without a win in that span. So, Robert, Justin Thomas joins an elite group of players aged 24 and under to have a 5-win season that includes a major. He's unbelievable. He's certainly someone who's had an early billing. We expected a lot from him from his young junior, amateur, and college days. He's living up to it.
Oh, he certainly is. I want to say, even for Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, it's a little unfair to throw them in with Tiger and Jack. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. And I think that those two guys are in their own stratosphere when it comes to the world of professional golf, and everyone else is, going to have a hard time even living up to that. Yet, the season he's having, you cannot take anything away from it. We talk about the 5 wins in the major. What about the 59? What about the first ever 9 under par round in a U.S. Open, 63? He has been really just incredible. And a couple times this season where his game got slipping away a little bit because he started off so well, he just turned it right back around, and he'd play a good round here, good round there, and always let us know, I'm right here. As soon as my game kicks in a little bit more, maybe a couple more putts, I'm going to start winning again, and that's what he's done.
Well, we just reminded you of where those 5 wins have come. They actually began in 2016 at the start of this season at the CIMB Classic. He then did the back-to-back in Hawaii, of course, broke through to win a major at the PGA Championship, and then just this weekend at the Dell Technologies Dell Technologies Championship. We're going to speak a little bit later on about whether or not you think he's locked up Player of the Year yet, so stay tuned for that. But we are now halfway through the FedEx Cup playoffs, so let's just take a look at the updated standings after yesterday. And Jordan Spieth's solo 2nd finish meant that he retained the lead at the top of the points list. Should Mark Leishman not have bogeyed the closing hole and finished in a tie for 2nd alongside Jordan, then Justin would have taken that top spot. So that is how close this is. And the tour now has a week off before the 3rd playoff event that will take place just outside of Chicago. For more, though, on how Justin Thomas manages to get so much out of his frame, let's say good morning to Travis Fulton.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And yeah, that frame, 5'10", 145 pounds, and he hits it 309 yards off the tee, and that currently is 10th on the PGA Tour in distance. And I get that question a lot. How does he hit it so far with that stature? And I want to share some things with you. There's been a lot of good data collected on Justin Thomas, and the one that I like particularly is from Dr. Robert Neal. I want to share a little bit of that with you on how he creates so much speed and hits it so far out there. The first thing here, when you look at this with Justin Thomas here, this is the impact position. Justin just has that ability and that skill to hit the center of the face. And when you can hit the center of the face consistently, of course, then the energy transfer is going to be great. You want the energy transfer, the ball speed, to be about 1.5 times that of the club head speed. So if Justin was to hit 20 balls, it'd be nothing to see him hit it dead center every single time. That ball's not roaming around on the club face. He swings at about 117 miles an hour. And that means that his ball speed is going to be about 175. So centerness of contact, number 1. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his swing. Number 2 is going to be the attack angle. So we're going to go ahead and play this through a really good setup, and we're going to have some fun here. And I want you to watch the belt buckle. This is really, I think, an important piece if you want more power, what the belt buckle is doing, or the pelvis. So here we are at the top of the swing, and we're going to bring in the line here of where the belt buckle or the pelvis is. Now, we're going to bring it down. Now watch this here. As he comes down, it's going to lower just a little bit. So there he is in transition. Now we're going to bring it through, and watch how much rise here is in the pelvis. The pelvis is going to lift up. Look at that, about 3 to 4 inches. So that's pelvic thrust pushing up this way, which is raising the handle and allowing that club head to swing up. He swings up about 5 degrees, and that's why, is because of that pelvic motion. When you hit up 5 degrees, now you can launch it at 14 degrees. So a big rise angle and a lot of rotation, fast twitch muscles is one of the reasons, Cara, that Justin Thomas, pound for pound, is one of the longest on the PGA Tour.
Continues to impress, Travis. Thank you. Well, let's get to more news of the day, and live coverage of the 42nd Volvic World Long Drive Championship begins tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on Golf Channel. This is the third consecutive year in which a match play format has been used, and England's Joe Miller is back to defend the title he won for a second time in 2016. Let's remind you how it played out 1 year ago.
And we welcome you to the 2016 World Long Drive Championship. And the winner tonight will leave with the prize money and that gorgeous World Long Drive Champion belt.
Let's welcome our finalists, Ryan Steenberg and his opponent, Joe Miller.
Just a question of if it gets hot, and it did.
412.
Posted a number over 400, gonna make Joe work.
And that's gonna come up short, Art. Good call. Here we go, we're through the first half. 4 balls remaining now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's done. And it does. And there is your winner.
It's amazing. What I do is great. I'm very privileged to do that.
So to remind you of some of the requirements, the ball must come to rest within the designated boundaries of the competition grid, which is 460 total yards in length and 53 yards wide. That is a must. Now let's get to some other rules of the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. They are as follows. 2 players alternate hitting 4 golf balls during the 2 90-second sessions. The longest drive between the 2 players will advance. Match play knockout style we've been looking at the last few years. The ball must land, as we said, in bounds to count. The player hits once the previous ball stops or goes out of play, and club heads must conform to USGA standards. So for more on a 2-time World Long Drive champion and how he gets his speed, let's send it back down to Travis Fulton.
Yeah, a lot of this speed really comes from the work that they do away from the golf ball, right? The work that they do in the gym and being able to sequence things properly with their body. Now, this is Tim Burke here, and this was posted on his Instagram. We're going to play this here, and this is a kettlebell swing. I caught up with Trevor Anderson yesterday, his trainer, and this is something that he likes to do. This is part of his dynamic warm-up, and this is kind of that inline power source. This is not rotational, but more linear and inline. I'm going to demonstrate that here with this golf club as it was a kettlebell. And you can see there, he's just really working on that hip hinge, a deep hinge here, and then from there just thrusting forward, letting the belt buckle push up. And when you do it properly, you can really get that energy transfer coming up from the ground. Now, how does that apply to the golf swing? Let's go ahead and go here now to the swing here. And of course, when you look at Tim's swing, it's a very powerful swing, and this movement, this thrusting movement, is going to come into play on the downswing and in through impact. So here we go. So strong setup here, Tim, just a big man as he takes it up to the top. Look at the left heel coming up, really recruiting. Now, we're going to bring it halfway down, about the left arm. As we swing this down here, watch the left arm. By the time it just about gets to that 9 o'clock position, he's kind of low to the ground a little bit, and now here comes the thrust. Watch this. We're going to swing it through. Now the belt buckle is pushing up. It was fun to catch up with him yesterday on Morning Drive, and he was talking about that correlation of that kettlebell swing and really pushing that belt buckle up, and as we swing through, and as he stated, to the left as much as he can. So from here, as he swings through, all that energy is now absorbed up and around that left shoulder. So a big thrust in the lower body kind of generated from the gym, and that's what the gym can do, is it can help you recruit from the ground, get the mind kind of focused and where that energy is coming from, and that thrust in the pelvis is a big one. You're going to see that a lot tonight and tomorrow on the Golf Channel. Over to you, David.
All right, Travis, a lot of thrusting on this Tuesday. Also happening now, how about Alex Noren, world number 12, a 9-time European Tour winner. He defends this week at the Omega European Masters, where a year ago he shot 69, 63, 66, 65, and beat Scott Hend in a playoff in Switzerland. Golf Channel coverage begins Thursday, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Carr, over to you.
Well, we've got a big 3 hours for you guys this morning. And on the day that the world's longest drivers take center stage live in prime time, we will be taking a deeper dive into the unusual story of one competitor. And we'll also be talking to Troy Mullins and Ryan Riesbeck live in today's show. Plus, Matt Janella has stopped traveling, well, for now. Just temporarily, he joins us back in studio today, and with driving on our mind, he will reveal what he believes to be the best golf drives from course to course. You'll hear it right here. And did you miss anything this weekend? Well, we will bring you our must-see moments from Labor Day weekend, holeouts, aces, and a cameraman that is much more talented than you might think. We will reveal all as Morning Drive continues for a big 3 hours this Tuesday.
That was close.
That was close.
That was close.
What's up, little buddy?
I don't know, man. Just digging.